And this leads us into the next section, which will be taken by the head of business development, Moronke Bangbala. Moronke, you're welcome. If you could just walk us through. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you, Ethan. I think to start with, I think I'm the most privileged person to have you guys here, transfer your account to ARM Pensions. And I say thank you for that. I'm going to let you know in this section that you've actually taken the right decision. So I'll tell you about what you have actually moved to, what we have ahead of other PFAs. For ARM Advantage, I would also tell you about the entire ARM group, because ARM Pensions do not exist in isolation. So we're part of ARM Group, which is Asset and Resource Management, and that group is, we have some other subsidiaries, and together we deliver value to our clients. You can look at us from three main perspective. We have the traditional asset business, and we have the funds management business, and we have the real estate. For the traditional asset management businesses, that is where we belong in ARM Pension, and we have other three subsidiaries, that are also in that category. We have ARM Investment, ARM Securities, and ARM Trustees, and we all together try to rationalize the traditional assets and ensure that you have consistent returns on your investments. For the funds business, this is an alternative business, and we focus basically on infrastructure, agri, and capital partners. So we have ARM Harith, which focuses on infrastructure funding. We have ARM Agric, which takes into consideration the value chain along the agri business. So we enable the agri businesses. And finally, we have the ARM Capital Partners, which is like a venture capital company. All three companies tend to develop value and invest in value to enable individual businesses and opportunities that we find. The last category of business is the most recent. This came into being. We had ARM Properties before, and we had until we bought into Mixta Africa. Mixta Africa, we actually brought Mixta Africa into Nigeria, and it has about 5 other subsidiaries across the African continent. And basically what we do is to create value in the real estate and hospitality business. As a group business, we have funds under management of about 1.4 trillion, and that's about over $3 billion in dollars. We also have about 1 million customers, and we have almost 1,000 employees across our group businesses. More importantly is that across the group we've had very stable board and management, and that has helped us. In looking at our shareholders specifically, we have both corporate and individual shareholders, and of course ARM, which is the holding company, is an investor in ARM Pensions. We also have Africa Reinsurance, and this is a pan-African reinsurance company which is owned by the African Development Bank. And lastly, we have Leapfrog Investment. Leapfrog basically invest in extraordinary business, especially with their profit for purpose mantra. These are the 3 main institutional investors in ARM Pensions, and then we have several individual shareholders. I would like to speak, especially, given the feedback that we got from the polls, and it's interesting to know that, just to assure you that you have come into, to the right partner. And this is evident in, the performance that we have delivered over the years since the inception of the contributory pension scheme. Across all our funds, we have delivered consistent returns that have performed above inflation over the period. For our institutional funds, most of the time we are top. We usually have more than one PFAs for institutional funds. And for most of the time in funds management, we are first. And when we are not top, we are either second, and at the worst case, we are third. For the historical funds, which are retail funds, especially in Fund 2 and Fund 3, we have delivered over 300% in return across the years since inception. And for our retiree fund, we have delivered over 250% cumulative return across, this is for a period of about 10 years, and for the Fund 2 for a period of about 15 years. We would continue to do this, and this is evident really in that group structure that we have. As you would have noticed, we have an AA rating in fund management from Agustu that has been consistent over the years, and that of course explains our performance when it comes to funds management. What else should be your expectation? So in terms of fund management, what it means is that you are in the right place, because you are assured that we would consistently perform above, not just above industry, but we would be top. And as I speak currently, we are also, the top across most of the retail funds in terms of performance. What else do we have to offer? We have some minimum standards, and apart from performance, because we intend to partner with you right from the onset up until when you retire, and even in retirement, and that goes beyond just managing for your pensions, and that's why you have moved to more. In terms of services are minimum standard. We always ensure that you have the right client experience when you deal with us across all our channels. We do not look at pensions from administrative point of view or funds management alone. We look at pensions investment from your objective point of view. So we want to know what your objectives are, and we come up with a plan, with a strategic plan that looks at your entirety in terms of your objectives, your risk, and how you want your retirement to be for each and every of our clients. We're mindful of that because we know that they are not the same. So we would sit with you and understand your objectives and make sure that you, at the end of the day, you're able to achieve your lifestyle in retirement. Safety of your funds is not negotiable, and that for us is a minimum standard. We have consistently done that for over 27 years as a group, and we will continue to do that. Return on investment, I have spoken to that. We are number one in the industry, and our commitment today is that we will continue to deliver competitive returns to make sure that at the end of the day, that reason, why you have come to ARM is achieved, and we will not let you down. In terms of access, we have various channels which I will speak to later, whereby you can reach us, especially now that we have the pandemic and there's a new normal. We also want to make sure that even as you reach us, as you access us, it is seamless. So I will talk about that later. In terms of administration, and this time around we're talking about benefits. So when you retire, how, what does it look like? Because we see you as a lifetime partner. Today we have about 20,000 retirees on our payroll. We pay them on a monthly basis. We have never defaulted, and we continue to get very good feedbacks from our retirees. Our administration process is very seamless, and we'll ensure that for you it is nothing less than that. I said I was going to speak to our channels earlier. So in terms of channels and how to access us, we have numerous channels. You can choose which is convenient. We exist physically. We have offices across the country in every state of the Federation. We have digital channels as well. We have websites. We have contact center through which you can reach us at anytime, 24/7. It is multilingual, and we can speak your language as well. We also have WhatsApp channels. You can reach us on this WhatsApp number. You can chat with us. And we have a mobile office. So if you're an employer, you want us to come to your office, for mass engagements, we would be willing. I'm very excited about ARM Engage, and I would like to talk about that. It's a way of ensuring that partnership with you to ensure that you achieve your objectives. ARM Engage is an avenue, is a channel whereby we use to interact and engage our customers. On that platform, you could either download the app on Play Store or just go on the web. On that platform, you will have access to know everything about your pensions and your retirement. You want to know your balance, you want to know your gains, you want to know how we are performing, how your funds are doing. You want to know what you would access at retirement. You want to know what your lifestyle in retirement will look at. Just go to ARM Engage and we'll be there, to engage with you. Another thing I would like to speak to with the advantage that you have is basically the fact that in ARM especially, we have our boards who have representation across the country, and they have been stable, for quite a while. We have very good support, from the board, and it's I know that it's a very important requirement and consideration for us, to move to another PFA. So I would, as much as possible, just to re-emphasize the fact that you have moved to the right PFA. We will not let you down. We'll continue to reach out to you for feedback. We will continue to improve on those things that are important to you. And at the end of the day, our objective is to make sure that you achieve your retirement objectives. Thank you.